Hi, mystery writers. Welcome to Write a Killer Mystery. I'm Zara Altair, and today we're going to talk about your mystery sleuth and fleshing out the humanity to capture reader interest. So, first, I want to thank my supporters on Patreon who support this video series and my mystery writing. And if you would like to support this series, I'd welcome you into our group, and there's a link in the description below. All right, so let's talk about fleshing out the humanity of your sleuth, because it doesn't take much, but it's very important. Small personality details add to your protagonist. Your sleuth's personal preferences emotionally connect with your reader, and that's what you want. You want them to care about your protagonist. Those preferences have little or nothing to do with solving the crime, right? They have everything to do with making your mystery protagonist human. Bosch listens to jazz. Miss Marple knits. Montalbano devours pasta incazziata. There's those little details that provide the humanity for your protagonist. So I'll share a story. So the protagonist from my new work in progress, Gilded Homicide, loves good food and old movies. And when her main squeeze asks her to go on a picnic on a twisty mountain road, she visualizes Grace Kelly in To Catch a Thief when she decides what to wear for the drive. And it's just those little tiny details that make the difference. So here's how your sleuth's small passions work. Those small personal details, those little passions, work to make them three-dimensional, makes them feel human. And readers understand those small passions because everyone has them. It doesn't matter if your reader has the same small passions as your sleuth. It's that they understand what it means to have them. So, for the examples above with Bosch, they personally may feel that jazz is dissonant, or they shun meat and pasta because they're vegans and low carb, or they find knitting not only boring but a total waste of time. So it doesn't matter that your sleuth's little passions match up with your reader's little passions. It's that they have them, so the reader connects with what it feels like to have that small passion. And it's breeding irises. It doesn't matter what that small passion is, but the readers connect with how it feels to have those things that have nothing to do with your job. And in our sleuth's case, the job is solving the crime. And the key is the human quotient you add to your protagonist that makes the reader connect and care. And caring is really important. Caring about your protagonist is very important, because your detective must solve a crime, usually a murder, and that's the basis of the mystery genre. Mystery reader is there to watch and participate and go along with your sleuth as they solve the crime. But as you write your mystery, you create obstacles to solving the crime and conflict for your protagonist. And in order for your reader to be fully invested in your sleuth journey and care about all those obstacles and conflicts that confront them, they need to care about your sleuth as a person. That's the whole idea of getting your reader to care about the story and keep them turning pages in your book. They care about the sleuth. They care what happens. Just the other day, I stopped reading a book because I just did not care about the characters. There are all these details about going forward with this big problem-solving project, but I just didn't care. They had all the details right, but they didn't have anything that emotionally connected to me, and it's very rare for me to stop reading a book. And I did. I was like, I don't care. So if you think about your favorite detective, you can probably tell me right away what their small passion is. Just think about it for a moment. Who's your favorite detective? What's their small passion? All right? And that small passion is your connection to that character, and it's one reason you may read about the same character through an entire series. It's because you like them as a character, all right? So wait a minute, somehow we have to create a balance between the character and the plot, because the plot is the mystery solving part, and that's why your mystery readers are there. They want to solve this mystery, right? So essentially, mystery readers come for the plot and stay for the character, all right? They want that mystery, and they want a detective to lead them through the puzzle of solving the crime. And that's the basis of the genre. And at the same time, in order to care about the story and keep reading, readers want a protagonist they care about. They want to relate to that character as a human being, because that's the person they're going to root for as they face all those challenges and obstacles that keep them from unveiling the villain in the story. And all along, they have this emotional connection that it's like, oh yeah, this has to happen. So, however well constructed your plot, with secretive suspects and red herrings and jealous cohorts and scheming villain, your reader must care about your protagonist throughout the story. Otherwise, they'll lose interest like I did the other day and just like, I can read a better one. So how much is too much character personality? So you want to be aware of this. They're still there for the mystery. They don't want to go off on various sidetracks. So you really only need one or two small passions to round out your character. And those details are in addition to your sleuth training and skills and experience and expertise and critical thinking that make them a good detective. Those little passions are the human connection with the reader. So the small passions humanize without getting petty. So if you add too many, your reader will want to get on with the story and feel frustrated if your sleuth is off doing all these little passions. So you only need one or two of them to carry the weight of that emotional connection with the reader. You want to stay with one or two to round out your character and create that humanizing emotional connection. And make sure they are separate and distinct from their sleuthing skills, all right? Being good at reading blood splatter patterns doesn't count as an emotional connection, all right? It's a skill, right? But most of your readers are not going to be skilled at reading blood splatter patterns, and it isn't part of their construct, but they're going to like food, or they're going to like music, or they're going to like hiking, and so you need something that connects with your readers' everyday world, that's outside of your sleuth's particular sleuthing skills, as it were. So surf fishing every evening works. Something that they do that's very personal to them as a human being. And keep those small passion details limited, but repeat them throughout your story. So have one or two and just bring them up occasionally in your story, rather than having 5 or 6 different things that your sleuth likes to do, because at that point it starts feeling like a detraction. Oh wait, they like surf fishing, and they like hang gliding, and they like raising irises. It's too many, all right? So just 1 or 2, and that's that little connection that gets your reader emotionally connected to your character as a human being. So 1 or 2 will do it. It'll keep you from being heavy-handed, and it'll keep your reader from being distracted by too many. So basically, that's it. You want to include personal preferences for reader attachment. Personality traits details pave the way for the readers to care, and that's what you want. You want them to care for your character, because once they care about your sleuth protagonist, they will also care about solving the crime, and they will care whether or not they overcome that next obstacle. Your reader sees the story through your detective's eyes, and whether you use first person or third person point of view doesn't matter. They're still seeing the story through your detective's eyes, and they'll care about that antagonistic suspect, or the ex-wife nagging phone calls, or the clue that wasn't a clue, because they care about your character, and you've hooked your reader with your character's humanity. Okay, I hope that helps. There's so much to writing mysteries, and we get all involved in plotting it out and planning the clues, and creating these suspects that give our sleuth trouble and don't always answer correctly and misdirect your sleuth. At the same time, you want to sustain your character's caring feelings. It's the feelings. It's the feelings that your character is a human being, and you can add those feeling connections with those little small passions. All right, I hope that really helps you focus in as you're creating your character and planning those little character passions throughout your story. You just sprinkle them in. It doesn't need to be a big deal, but they need to be there. Without them, your character feels flat. That's the main thing. You don't want a flat character. All right, if you're just getting started writing mysteries, I'd love for you to join us in Write a Killer Mystery, which is a course just for you, focused on mystery writing as a specific genre. So thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed this Write a Killer Mystery episode. And don't forget to subscribe and click that little notification bell. Keep writing. I'll see you next time.